G'day. Here's Gnembon's mob farm in a different world that I've had since the aquatic update. You've got the timer on the roof there, and just a load of mobs pouring out of this thing. The guy's a genius, everyone's aware of that. And he designed this in 1.12, and it's still being used today. The repeater clock on the roof just keeps everything washing off at a regular rate. All the spawning platforms are all at 0 lighting level. Very effective. So that's what we need to build in this world. We're still in early game. We've got iron coming through regularly, but to build this we're going to need to go back and have a look at the video that I used to build that other one. He goes right into detail and explains a lot. He also gives us a list of raw materials that we'll need and how to craft those. I'll show you those again after I fill these 2 chests up. On our left we've got raw materials that we need, and we've got none. And the crafted materials. We'll craft the raw ones once we get them. So let's go and do that. Let's go and gather up those materials and make a start. Right, so we've been around and gathered up all our raw materials, and we've got them here. I've smelted up quite a bit of smooth stone already because I want to use that for slabs in the building. But we needed to keep some of the cobblestone because we're going to need that when we craft up dispensers, redstone components like the dropper and the observers. What else? So I'm using glass, which Gnembon doesn't have in his list. I'm going to use it to keep the water in. Makes it easy for me. And I'll be back in a moment once I get them all crafted up and put into this chest. Okay, there we go. We've managed to craft all those up. Here's our chest. We've got 24 repeaters, 1 comparator, 1 lever, 10 observers, got 10 dispensers, 10 water buckets, and a dropper that's going to deliver a signal to the first observer, which will trigger off the dispensers and the other observers. We've got 25 hoppers and our glass here. The dirt is just going to be used for building and torches so that we don't have any spawns where we don't want them while we're building. So that's it, we've got everything we need. ready to go to start building. You can see that little single block with a torch in the water behind me there that's where we're going to start our build. So let's go and do that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we'll be at level 63 and we need to go up 30 blocks to level 93. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. And we're on level 93. Okay. Turn this into a 5x5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now what we want to do is take our slabs and we want to go out 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just put 3 on the end like that. Do that on all 4 sides. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we just go diagonally across there. Do that on all of the diagonals, and then we fill it in. So that's our first step. Now we need to step up. So that'll be a step up. Okay. So 3. Basically have a 3x3 square on the end. Let's go diagonally across. Here we are. 2, 3. Go 3x3. Looks like it's bedtime. Okay, so the last part of this catching platform, I've already done a bit of it because I failed to press record, so just go through that again. The easiest way I've found to do it, we need to go up 1 block, so we need that. Our water's going to flow off here down there. Now the way Gnembon does it on the video is that he just places dirt beside all the slabs, just like this over here. Then he comes around later and he places water source, water source, water source. The way water behaves, it just goes that way. But I'm not sure if that still works, so I put glass. The other advantage to putting glass is if I put a bucket of water on this slab, it's going to waterlog the slab and the water will just fall down below me, and that's not what we want. If I place it against the side of the glass block, then it will go down into the center of the farm. So I'm just going to finish off this and I'll show you the next step in a moment. So that's it finished. It's the catching platform finished. Then we need to put the glass in. Let's have a sleep first. Where am I? I'm gonna put the glass blocks in my offhand. Place a block, break the dirt, so on and so forth. Alright, I'm gonna keep doing this and I'll show you when it's finished. Right, that's done. I've only got 2 buckets of water with me, so I'll try to make an infinite water source up here. Might not work actually. I'm gonna make a infinite water source up here. Now, I don't want to interfere with the way the water flows. This platform is a little bit tricky in that if you do mess it up, it's a lot of mucking around to get it back to the way that it's meant to be. That's it, that'll do. Grab that other bucket. Now, it would be really good if I had those 10 buckets now. Neat, that's fine. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm going to stay up here on the glass. And it's just a matter of more that I can fit in my inventory. That's it. The mobs, when they fall off the smaller platforms, they land in here. They get pushed into the center, and we just need to only need 2 buckets. Then I can make an infinite water source at the top. Mind you, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back down and get more stone, smooth stone slabs. That's okay. So now we'll clean this up. Next thing that we want to do is remove this dirt and put signs in. The reason why Gnembon has designed it this way is that spiders won't get stuck. They'll come all the way to the edge and then fall, and there's no block there for them to hang on to. Last one. There we go. Now we need to build the mechanism that releases the water on each of the smaller platforms. So you'll need observers go last. We dispenser, and then right at the very top goes a dropper. What we need to do is go 1, 2, dispenser, 1, oh, you need to shift jump, 1, 2, dispenser. We can do that with all our 10 dispensers. Okay. This is our last dispenser. We do another 2, and then we place dropper, and then we jump down into the water. Okay, so the way this works is right up there, there's a dropper. We're gonna have redstone signals cycling around it, and as it changes the state of the dropper, it's going to be observed, which will send a signal down into the first dispenser. As that dispenser changes state and drops the bucket, there'll be an observer underneath it, which will then spit out a signal. The first one here, there's nothing underneath it, so we're not trying to fire anything. So we don't do anything there. But up here, we're gonna put a observer. So the observer is looking at this dispenser. When this dispenser changes state, it will put out a signal here, which will move through this air block, and this dispenser will power and spew out a bucket of water. Okay, so we just go up, take your dirt away, crouch, with the dirt, crouch, and place your observer. Okay, I'm nearly at the top. So this is the last, I'm looking at the last dispenser that's going to spew out the bucket of water. Observer. And then this here at the top is a dropper. It's not going to drop anything down. It's facing up the other way. Observer into the bottom of that. We want to start building our platforms. Might actually be a very good time for me to go back and get the rest of the smithstone. So just come off diagonally, and we're going to go up and build our spawning platforms now. Don't worry about the dirt, just leave your dirt column there for now. From the dispensers come out 7 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just like before, you can do a little T. Okay, stop. Don't do a little T. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I was thinking. Weirdly enough, I did that platform incorrectly. You'll see later in the video. I find my mistake. I don't want you to have to do that. All you need to do is count out 7. Do that on each of the sides. It's going to be 2. Once you've got your 7, you can just fill them in. Right. That is the correct way to build a platform. Then just come over 2, 3, and then do the whole thing all over again until you get to the top of the tower. We've built all the spawning platform levels and we're at the top. top is a little different. This is the roof. So we've got too high space for things to spawn in. Obviously no enderman can spawn. We want our dirt column so we can go back down. And these are placed on the lower half of the block so that nothing can spawn. Now, this is much larger. The reason it's so big is to make sure that all the spawning platforms, every slab is 0 light, so that every single block on the spawning platforms is a spawnable space. And we go out 21. 1, 2, 3. 21. We don't have to light up this. We could throw a torch there, although I think nothing can spawn while we're this close, but just in case I fall off or something silly. 19, 20, 21. Same as before, we go diagonally across. That's it. Fill in this space, and then we should end up with a really large diamond as our roof. Okay, so we've got our roof done, and now it's time to put a clock in. Use 24 repeaters, and each repeater 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 tick, 2, 3, and 4 ticks. We've got 24 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just a cycle of repeaters. Yeah, you just right click on it. 1, 2, to get it to 4 ticks. And then we're going to have redstone here. Take it back in this direction now. Okay. Now, more blocks here. Got an on-off switch here. Redstone comes through here. And we need a comparator. And then you right click on the front redstone torch, so that's in subtract mode now. You could just hear the dropper click. The dropper probably didn't make a noise, but the dispenser underneath did. So it's sending through an off state now. Anyway, that's our clock. So the idea is, when we turn it off, there should be water on all the platforms. And it's truly off. Well, we need to make buckets of water. One bucket there. One bucket there. And we only need 10 buckets for the dispensers. 10 buckets, 10 dispensers. Take away that source. Take away that source. Take away the middle source. Okay, so as we go down into this dispenser, put water. This is probably the last one. And it is. Now I want to test run it. Okay. There we go. Right, so what we want is turn it off. It'll finish doing its run, but it won't go past this point because there's no redstone signal coming into the back, so it's got nothing to do, so it doesn't change the output. Something like that. I don't know. So before I head down, oh no, I need wood. Okay, this is not what I want. So, okay, to prevent spawns, I'm gonna have to light up as I go down. That's fine. Oh, you can hear spawns. Okay, plan B. What I'm trying to get is redstone torches. Looks good. So I haven't removed the dirt yet in the fall area, so they can't fall out the bottom. Okay, so Gnembon in the video said we can change the state of the dispensers by quickly replacing this dropper. So I'm going to put the dropper in my offhand. As soon as I break this dropper that's here, I'm going to replace it. It worked. I think I tried that before and it didn't work. So that's good. No, it didn't work. Alright, the way I do it. Because right now, let's double check. It's definitely off. When it's off, we want it to be flooded. And place torch. There we go. Go down. Need to place a slab. So keep going. Oh, they're probably on the last level because they've got nowhere to go. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, yeah, I went out 7, but I shouldn't have gone. Okay, let's see what I did. Jeez, that did. There's a creeper. The creeper in water shouldn't blow anything up, should it? Oh no, I just ruined the water. Well, that tested that theory. Okay. We just lost our dispenser. So, I've hit some creepers in here and I blew up the dispenser, which has ruined all the water. Then I made the next decision to empty the blocks, and I did that by trying to empty the buckets onto the slabs directly instead of onto the glass. So last I saw, yeah, we've got a curtain of water underneath us, so I'll have to replace the slabs with blocks. This is what happens when you try and do this sort of thing late at night after a long day at work. But it's also part of the fun of Minecraft, isn't it? It's not. We have 2 buckets of water. When we placed all these before, we had 12 buckets. Of course, iron is one thing that we're not short of, thanks to our efforts last week. Yeah. Let's grab our hoppers, ladders to get back up. Right, so this is a 5x5 of hoppers. What am I doing? Don't need to do that. So this will be the front. Just need to really place one hopper there. It's going to be chest. Right, so 1, 2, 3 under there. 4, 5. Are they coming to get me? Yes, it is. So if arm is off, and it looks like it's off, nothing's spawning in there now, that's what we want. Great. We put hoppers in down the bottom, so when we do turn it on, we're going to get all sorts of things falling down. Now I'm excited. Oh, there's definitely a pattern of needing to fix up mistakes that I make before I get to actually turn the farm on. It's on. Well, that's what one of the reasons why I build it over water. Is it going to spawn anything? It spawned stuff before, didn't it? Oh no. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's out of sync. Let's go and fix that right now. So next time that water goes back in the dispenser, I'm going to place a redstone torch next to it. And now change the state. Yeah, it's still got a lot to do, but as you can see down there, it's definitely working. So there we have the start of our mob farm. This has been an interesting experience. I'm really enjoying it. I've wanted to make videos. I think you should go ahead and do it. Hardly anyone's watched mine, and that's fine. It doesn't take away from the enjoyment at all. Got a lot of work to do on this, but now the recording is finished, I can just do the editing. Anyway, if you did watch this, thanks for watching, and hope your lives are filled mostly with happy stuff. Check you later.